Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today we're going to do a very quick video on Lowly Worm from Busy Town. And the colours you're going to need are green and yellow, and we're using the brown from Rainbow Loom, the darker brown. I'm using white and red and blue, and I've got a couple of flesh tone bands in there as well for the feather in his cap. I'm using some googly eyes. And on this one, this was my prototype, but on the one that we make, we're going to put an eye either side of his head. So we're going to use a single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, which means columns 1 and 3 are going to be slightly lower than column 2. We're going to have the arrow facing towards us. If you don't have an arrow, it's going to be the open part of the peg. And we're going to be double banding, and double banding means you take 2 bands and you place them over the pegs together as if they were one. This gives a more robust feel to the figure, stronger feel to the figure. You don't want something that's going to flip-flop all over the place. So let's get started. We're going to do the hat first, and this is the same hat that I did on my little leprechaun. All very similar. What we're going to do is take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and slide onto a pair of green and one more pair of green, and that is going to sit here on that peg. Let's do the same on the other side. Single, wrap it once and twice, get a pair and slide on, and another pair and slide on, and that is going to go the other side, and this is the brim of his hat, like that. We're going to use some yellow bands, so take a single yellow band, loop it on your peg, your hook like that, and we're going to put that just here, and another one and just here. The reason I don't take it and stretch it with my fingers and twist it is because I don't want it twisted out of shape. So I'm just doing it on my hook so that it's not twisted out of shape. Now we're going to use the brown bands. Again, double banding. Push these brims down because we're going to need to put things there. And if you feel that your bands are just getting a bit twisted or on top of each other, just use your hook to gently twirl around the inside and it sort of frees them up a bit. Let's try that one again. There we go. I'm going to use a single band and stretch it over these 3 pegs as a crossover band. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to use googly eyes, as I mentioned. Now, I do not have googly eyes that have a slit in the back of them for sewing on. They're not adhesive. I'm just going to use the standard ones I got from the craft shop. They are about 1 inch in length, before somebody asks me. What I'm going to do, please, if you're a child or if you're completely uncoordinated, fumble fingers like me, get an adult to do this part, because you're going to need to use a sharp knife or scissors, and you're going to scour 2 lines. And I will show you when I've done them down the back. See how I've done? Can you see that? Let me bring it closer to you. get it in focus. There we go, 2 lines. What you're going to do is poke your hook down through one and out the other side after it flicks you in the face, like that. We're going to grab a brown band or a metal threader or floss, whatever you happen to be using. Last time I successfully did it with a hook, but there we go. And you're going to thread a band through like that. Let's do the same on the other one. Scour 2 lines down the back. Get a grown-up if you are a little one, or a Fumblefingers. Poke your hook down through one and up through the other, like that. Grab a brown band and we're going to drag that brown band back through like that. Okay, so we've got a brown band through each of these. Alright, now what we're going to do, with one upside down, we're going to place it here and poke it through the band that goes upwards vertically, like that. And the other one we're going to place this way, like that. Alright, so you've got one either side. We're going to do a bit of a rounded nose here, but before we do that, let's put another pair that come out here and 2 more that are going to be his neck. Alright, now on this part here, take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and a double band, slide those over, and this is going to make a little bit extra on a bottom lip for him. Okay, for the top part what we're going to do is an extension, so take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and slide onto a double band and reclaim the end. Again, move them onto the double band and reclaim. One more time, onto a double band and reclaim. Now, as I said, this little bit here is going to add a little bit extra here. This I think is a bit of a small jutting jaw. I don't think that's enough, it needs to come out a little bit longer, so we'll see if this helps with that. And here you've got your end cap 1, 2 and 3. Alright, so let's put this on the top here, poke your hook through the end cap, and we're going to drag that down to the bottom here, like that. Okay, so from the brim of the hat down to here. Alright, we are now going to do some blue. I'm looking at what different colours I need. So, get some blue bands, 2 at a time, and we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to use the dark green again, and we're going to do 5 of these, but we're going to start up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Put these green ones back. Grab a pair of the brown, and they are just going to sit on this last one here. Now we're going to get some white bands. So take 2 white bands, push your hook through, wrap once and twice, and slide on do 2 white bands, reclaim the end, 2 more white bands, and slide on, and 2 more white bands and slide on. Now we're ready to get 2 white bands, wrap once and twice, and you're going to slide those on to 2 brown bands like that. The first set that we took, take those first 2 here, up and over and onto the brown bands, and then swap sides for your hook like that, up and over. So all the white bands are on those 2 brown bands. Reclaim the end of your brown bands. Okay, we're going to put that, so you can angle it now, it's a little foot. We're going to pop that on the end, and I'm going to angle it the other way actually, and we will pop that on the end here like that. Now the only other thing that I want to do is add his little feather in the cap. Okay, so I'm going to use a couple of brown bands and the 3 skin tone bands that I got as well. We're just going to sort of mix those up a bit like that. So I've got 3 skin tone and 3 brown, and I'm going to get a single and slide them all onto it, and I'm going to tie a slip knot like that quite tightly. I'm going to wrap this around my hook. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to wrap it around my hook once, twice and 3 times, okay, because I've stretched that so it's quite loose, and I'm going to place that on this peg here like that. Now after the fact we're going to trim these so that they become just sort of feathery. Alright, let's start looping this up. We're going to dig down under the foot and grab the 2 brown bands, and let's loop this up. When you've looped to the top of the green, you're going to take this off your loom like that, and we're going to add it back down here onto the end of the blue. Alright, and then we dig down and find the 2 blue and loop up. Now before we go from the blue to the brown, we need to add a couple of white bands. So before I loop that one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 white bands here, and we're going to put them and attach one there, and I'm going to attach one there. I'm going to loop this one up. I'm going to grab this and attach here, and grab this and attach here. Dig down to find the 2 brown bands and loop up. Loop up. This has acted as an end cap, so I'm going to gently pull it out and find those 2 bottom brown bands and loop them to the center. It's quite a busy, busy town, busy peg. Oh dear, I know I'm bad sometimes. Dig down, find the 2 top brown bands and loop to the side, and the same for the other side. Push this down. Dig down, find the 2 bottom and loop up. Now here we get to the eyes in a minute, so dig down, push those crossover bands back. Okay, you really want those out the way. Now we had our little brim of hat here, sitting here, and really what I need to do is take them off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these brown ones off for a second. Actually, I'm going to, let me unloop this one. I'll take this off, which was wrapped around 4 times. I'm going to lift this off and take this off. Now the reason I'm doing this, They were there in a holding spot, but they need to be on top. So put this back on and put that back on. They need to be on top because you don't want the hair, the skin rather, being on the outside of the hat. Okay, and you want the feathers of the hat to be inside the hat. So let's do the same on this side. Lift these up, take this off, and put all of these back in spot. Okay, we're going to loop this up, and now we can place this back here. Alright, now so, and I even put this one on a bit too soon. Let's loop this one up. There we go. It looked like I had a teardrop there already, but it's because I'd looped it previously. So everything is looped up to here on these two sides. We're going to lock them into place very quickly. Let's grab down here, splay it out because you want the eye to be on top. You've now got these two green bands, so you're going to try to lift the eye out of the way and grab the top two green bands and loop them to the side like that, and the same for the other side. If I can get my eye out of the way. There we go. Loop that to the side as well. Push these down. Grab the middle green bands and loop that up. We're going to dig down and grab the two bottom green bands, and there's quite a lot of bands on there, so it's a bit tight. Let's do the same on the other side. Now, before we go further, we do have to pull the put the crossover band in that goes over here. So loop this one up, dig down under here and pull forward. Go under the bottom green, grab the yellow and pull forward. And again here under the bottom green, sorry about the camera, and pull forward. Now take a single green band, figure 8, loop it on itself, and we're going to lift the top green band and put that back. Move this around, lift the top green band and put that back, and the same here, lift the top green band and place that and replace the band there. Dig down, and here is tricky because we're going to take this one and loop into the center, and this one and loop into the center. Now take two green bands. You need to go through all of the bands, and as you can see it's thick, there's a lot there, so push your hook all the way through to the bottom and then poke it out to the side. Put those two green bands on, swivel your hook so that the smooth side is going to go against those bands and not catch them. Pull the band to the outside of that peg and reclaim your bands. Take the two closest to you, up, over and off, and pull tight into a slip knot. Let's take him off the loom. I like to use a hook to help me, as you know. Out the way. So here we have Lowly Worm. Straighten him out a bit. Yeah, that's a much better mouth, I think. Now, for the feather in his cap, what I'm going to do is stretch that over. I'm not. I'm just going to take a brown band and put all of these inside it. And what I'm going to do is try and make it so that they're not so, they're going to be flared out when I cut them. So I want to try and draw them together a bit. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've just had an idea that might work. Take my hook, wrap it once, twice and 3 times, and we will slide it on. There we go. There we go. Why didn't I think of that before? See how it sort of draws these all together? And then with a pair of scissors, you're going to snip the end. Please be careful. If you're a kid, get a parent to help you. They might not know what on earth they're helping with, but I don't want you cutting your fingers off. So we have an eye either side. Our feather really should be up the other side. I'm going to drag it through actually. I'm going to go through the hole here and I'm going to make it splay that out and poke that through, because our feather should be, there we go, that's better, should be at the top like that. And the tie-off bands, what I'm going to do with those is hide them at the back here. Now you have to be careful because you've got the other eye there, so it's not like you just have nothing at the back. You do have something at the back and you don't want to obscure it, but also you don't want to have a great big clip there either. So I've tied it off like that. We're going to do his bow tie. So I've got his little white collar here. I'm going to poke my hook through and grab 2 bands like this, and I'm just going to tie a knot. Like that for his bow tie. And there we have Lowly Worm. I hope you enjoyed making him. Take care. Bye bye.